Hi there. I'm going to talk about something that people really, really hate. I think we think things are complicated because there are so many variables. And in the world of subjects and objects, this is very true. And the world of subjects and objects is a very real one we need to contend with on a day to day basis. So I want to give a couple of thoughts on this. I want to talk about certainty. It seems like biological beings, such as humans, desire certainty above almost anything else. For animals, to look for homeostasis is a matter of survival. And on the biological level, we still have this desire for homeostasis, this desire for certainty. But as always, biological messages can become a problem. For humans these days, this desire for certainty is continually thwarted because there are so many ideas and propositions and other stuff out there all the time, and it's combinatorially explosive to try to put together any kind of axiomatic truth. In fact, it's impossible most of the time, except in discrete situations. For example, was the election rigged? Who actually knows for a fact? Are some elections rigged and we sometimes have proof? Yes. Is there systemic racism? Can we prove this when our policies are not legally racist, but people are still reporting discrimination? And sometimes they do prove it. And that is the fraught kind of question that in the past we very much believed we could find an answer, because in the past the press gave us answers and our leaders gave us answers and we believed it, and that was that, even if the answer was a lie. It was seen as conclusive and most people believed it. Constituents and readers had their certainty. It just wasn't that common to keep digging. It was really rare to have that Kennedy assassination type question. You can't do that now. Everything is a Kennedy assassination type question. There's so much material. You can make up true sounding stories that completely contradict each other. And lots of other entities will chime in with their own narratives, and it's a confusing mess. And this is the danger of the subject-object way of looking at things. So there's two problems, and they both stem from the endless cutting of the rational knife in the wake of the death of God. First, in the past, Western humanity had God as the ultimate authority, and everyone was pointed in that direction. So even if you didn't like God's proclamations, you accepted them. Now we all have our own gods, and each of them is telling us to value wildly different things. Second, again, we hate uncertainty. God gave us that certainty, and after he died, institutions, science, the media, government gave us that certainty for a long time. But for 100 years or so, we've been wandering bereft of any unifying principle, continually testing, analyzing, categorizing, looking for something to be sure of. And social media and technology has exacerbated this crisis of certainty. And what we've ended up with is finding certainty in the most primitive way, tribal notions of good and evil. Now we have to accept uncertainty of the truth of these objects of thought and find certainty in what are the underlying organizing principles. So if it can't be God, then it needs to be metaphysical, or at least have metaphysical elements. Metaphysics of quality, of course, is a great lens. But also some more Eastern thinking, the nature of reality, how Tao operates, Hindu cosmology, chaos theory, systems theory, Jungian archetypal battles, Pageau's language of creation. All of these have a metaphysical structure that can help us make sense of what's happening. You can make much better sense of things if you see the pattern and stop analyzing the individual objects. But rare is the person that sees through a metaphysical lens. To see reality this way takes desire, and it takes work, and it takes practice. And it definitely takes a separation from one's ego and from one's preconceptions. And usually it takes an extended period of tolerating uncertainty to see those patterns at all. So, speaking of social media, I'm trying to update stuff, and I'm putting out here some of the things I'm doing. I went off Twitter a few months ago because it's addictive, but I've realized it's a good place to get more feedback and share ideas, and it is a good place to figure out what's going on. I removed my account, so I've lost all my followers. So if you'd like to follow me again, I would be very happy about that. I've put my new account below. Also, I'm going to take all my transcripts, or a lot of them, and the ones that come up, and put them on Substack. I started a Substack account. So probably they're going to be reformatted to be more articles than notes. So the content will vary somewhat from the videos. The main thing I plan to do is take all the Lila commentary, for example, and rework all that and post it. Also, I've done little to no asking for support. But if you'd like to support me, I have a Patreon account and a Bitcoin account, which I'm putting in the description, putting the links below. So I hope that made sense, and I'll see you next time.